You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 226. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Jeff Barnhart, the Bizarro Snapper Car.
Comic Reflections is brought to you by The Outhouse. You can find our show and other nifty content at theouthousers.com. And if you enjoy this show, please subscribe to us on either iTunes or Stitcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justice League of America.
Yeah!
Okay.
So, let's see. Yes, Justice League of America number 4 is the first issue we're going to talk about today. This is cover dated April and May of 1961 with cover art by Murphy Anderson. And this is great. We've got the members of the Justice League are trapped in this diamond, and the Green Arrow is poised to, free them.
Free them with a diamond-tipped arrow.
Because of course.
Yeah. Good thing he had that with him.
Right? Well, he's got a whole mess of trick arrows. I'm sure he had it for some other reason.
Yeah, because he's going to need one. I don't know.
Oh, well, don't let it ruin your day.
I won't.
Okay, so the story in this issue is called Doom of the Star Diamond, written by Gardner Fox, penciled by Mike Sikowski, and inked by Bernard Sachs.
Okay.
So the Justice League decided, hey, we're going to have Green Arrow join.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another non-superhero superhero.
Non-superpowered superhero.
Yeah. All right. Carthan's spaceship is destroyed by Dictator Xandor of Dryaena after Carthan's defeating the Slissa.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Can you keep all that stuff straight?
Right. I had to read it off. So.
Right.
But Carthan survives it because he is invincible because of some kind of electromagnetic disturbance.
Okay.
So the dictator wants him dead because he's afraid that he will take over.
Right.
Which is won't be the first time a conquering general is killed when he comes back.
Sure. In comics or in real life?
In real life.
Give
And
an example.
probably in comics.
Oh, I'm sure. Can you give a real life example? Because I'm drawing.
Okay. For crying out loud! Crassus in ancient Rome was defeated by the Parthians.
Okay.
And the general invented a way to destroy him, and he came back with Crassus's head, and he was instantly killed.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Oh no, I should have thought of this earlier.
Oh, okay. So anyway.
Okay, so Carthan is indestructible, so that means the dictator can kill him, but why doesn't Carthan just beat up everybody and take over then?
Right? I mean, they could probably still overpower him, even if he's he's invulnerable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they could imprison him. And if he's imprisoned, he can't free his people or whatever.
Right.
So the bad guys exile him. Is that it?
They send him to Earth, and they send 3 golden machines that will keep him there. And if he escapes, he loses. He will go blind from the apocalypse coating of the machines. If he takes off the coating, the machines will blow up the Earth.
So he'll go blind and it'll destroy the people of the Earth.
Or.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't want that to happen. So he's going to pretend to be a villain to lure the Justice League out of.
Because he cannot, for some reason,
he can't act on his own behalf.
He cannot contact them on his own behalf.
Right.
Which is odd.
Yeah, but it happens.
So he's not going to be evil. He's going to pretend to be evil.
Okay, just to kind of get them to come in contact with him, and then he can tell them.
Yeah. Well, Wonder Woman is holding court at the Justice League headquarters
In the Secret Sanctuary, yeah.
I don't see them calling it that.
Well,
they call it headquarters of the Justice League.
They call it that previously and will again. Okay.
Okay. And they want a new member, so they're going to see. Batman wants Green Arrow.
He nominates Green Arrow, and the others.
Somebody wants Adam Strange, and the other one is Hawkman.
Yeah. Now, of course, Hawkman will later join the Justice League. Adam Strange will not, but he'll be a friend of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Green Arrow is elected unanimously, and then here comes Avenero. It comes in, and
out of where? From where?
Yeah, no. I mean, how does that?
And also, not very secret sanctuary if everyone and their mother can just invade the place.
Right. Well, Carthan can eavesdrop on everybody.
Oh, okay. But you remember in previous issues, Kanjuro knew where it was. Despero knew right where it was.
You do what you can do.
I know. I'm just pointing it out.
No, yeah. Okay. So. Okay. This is complicated.
Okay.
The coverings, which has that weird substance and they'll make them blind, are being taken off of the machines right this minute. So says Carthan. And that means the world will blow up. I guess the covering keeps things from happening. So
I guess
once the coverings come off, things start happening. So it says, here's where they are. So this is where you're going to be able to get rid of them. One's in Keystone City, which looks like it's right next to Washington, D.C. Or it's probably Philadelphia.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, I think Portland should call itself Keystone City, so we wouldn't be mixed up with that hellhole in Maine.
Is it really bad? I haven't been to Maine.
I'm making that joke.
Oh, okay.
They have great lobster. So,
oh, okay.
So, how bad can it be?
Right.
So, but have you heard? This is a real story. Someone told me they was at the airport and this guy, he is from somewhere else. I don't know, maybe Europe, maybe Africa, and he comes to America, buys a ticket for Portland, and he comes to Portland, Oregon, only to find out he was intending to go to Portland, Maine.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
No, I have not heard that story.
Yeah. Someone, a friend of a friend, so it may be untrue, but it sounds like something that could be true. So.
Anecdotally, it is interesting.
Yes.
So.
All right, so they split up, of course, and Snapper Car is left behind. Thank God.
But I thought you loved Snapper, Jeff.
I will not. No.
You will not dignify that with a response.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. I was taken aback.
Okay. So Martian Manhunter and or John Jones and who's he teamed up with?
Oh, John Jones and Wonder Woman.
And they go fight these enlarged insects.
And this is at Keystone City. The other places are Rome, Italy, and Australia. And there's no big cities in Australia worth mentioning. So
Sydney, Melbourne.
I know I'm joking.
Oh, okay. You're alienating our Australian fan base. No, I'm kidding.
They know that people ignore them. So it's not fair, but it's just the way things are.
Okay.
Australia is great. I'd love to go there. So these huge insects are attacking, and they give John Jones and Wonder Woman a run for the money.
Yeah.
The machine is embiggening them.
And it embiggens the cat, too.
Yeah. And Braids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then they fight those, and it's a pretty good fight. So
yeah,
John Jones knocks out a big bird. So that's pretty cool.
That's funny. What I think is weird is, when Wonder Woman's flying the invisible jet?
Yeah.
If, it's in broad daylight, and, the jet is invisible, but she's not, right?
Right.
So you could totally, Wonder Woman's just, floating in there. Oh, there's the jet. Here come our cruise missiles.
Maybe it's so she can set the jet down and no one will see it.
And no one will, mess with it while she's out fighting evil. Okay.
And also, a jet's much bigger than a person. So
okay. I'm
trying. I don't know.
I'm not really asking for a real answer from you, Jeff. I'm just...
Well, you get real answers from me.
Okay.
All right. So they punch out the machine.
Oh, that's good.
And they fix it. And they figure out that the handle is in another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So they switch it off. Yay!
Yay! Okay. So meanwhile, the Flash and Aquaman are headed to Australia.
On a clamshell.
Okay, so Flash is running on water like he does.
Mm-hmm.
And the Aquaman is riding along in a big clamshell, and Flash is pushing it.
So why doesn't Aquaman have an aqua jet or something? To get around. And
I mean, he could swim pretty fast, but nowhere near as fast as the Flash could run him across water, I guess.
And Flash does not have infinite energy. He does get tired.
Sure.
So a jet would be the greatest thing,
Right. I think a lot of these things are like, well, let's include Aquaman, but they're kind of like embarrassing to him, at least from a reader's perspective.
Well,
Here you just sit down and I'll push you along.
Yeah.
Until we get to the place.
Well, maybe the 8-year-old in 1964 would think this, or 60. What is
61.
61, a year before I was born.
Okay.
Would think this is pretty cool and neat. I
Well,
don't know.
I mean, it is pretty neat. It's
Mhm.
a comic book.
Yeah, but it's something you do on a Saturday afternoon, drinking a few beers. It's something like you're going to do something serious.
Okay.
All right, so they're having fun. So, well, of course, it's Australia is sinking. So Flash, I almost said Flash Man. Flash runs around keeping really, really fast, like Flash
Keeping Australia from sinking via centrifugal force,
Mm-hmm.
which that's pretty cool. So Aquaman goes down into the ocean to find the device that's causing it to sink.
And it's and it's deadly.
No one can touch it.
Mhm.
So his sea friends are telling him this, the sea creatures. And so he goes to the surface and creates signs and signals to Flash, like, look, we can't get to it.
Mm-hmm. So he makes a net, and he gets this big pole and has a sperm whale knock a box into, and it's shaped like a box,
Yeah.
into the net, and they pull it up with
The sperm
sharks.
whale, by the way, uses a pole or a big stick to push it because you can't touch the thing.
Right.
So that's important.
Mm-hmm.
But then they are able to move it out of the way with,
Yeah.
Internet.
Cartman is watching this, and I hope Flash realizes he has to cause counter vibrations to neutralize the repelling vibrations of the box. If he can't, the beams will eventually pull down all the land areas of Earth to the bottom of the sea. Well, they figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, I can't even, like, trying to unpack that is
No.
nuts. So the good guys win. They stop the problem.
Mhm.
And then,
Yay.
so it's on to Green Lantern and I think it's Batman, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
And they are fighting these giant golden aliens that were like props for the set of a movie, but have been made into a
No,
lot
it's
of...
Green Lantern by himself.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Batman and Superman are going to find Carthan himself.
Oh, that's right. So Green Lantern's on his own,
Mm-hmm.
and he's fighting these golden, so colored yellow. He
Yeah.
can't affect them with the ring. They're statues that were props from a movie
Mhm.
about alien invaders, and they've been given artificial life. And so, how is he going to solve the problem? He cuts down these trees and coats them with sawdust, so it covers up their yellow coloring, so that he can then immobilize them.
By petrifying them.
Yeah,
Like petrified wood.
yeah.
Ah,
Well, it'll work.
yeah, and it seems to. Alright, so the boxes are made out of gold or golden color, so he cannot use his ring.
Yeah,
So he grabs hold to it, and it's electric, and he's about to get zapped to death.
yeah.
So he envisions a green shovel with shovels underneath his feet. So he is up in the air trying to get the
The lever or the handle or whatever.
down, and it works. And that's how, and success.
Well, good job.
Okay.
Way to go, Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So then, back to Superman and Batman. Da-da-da-da-da.
Batman has his jet. So
Yeah, the Batplane.
couldn't you buy Aquaman a jet too? You got money.
What is he going to foot the bill for everything in the Justice League?
Why
Just because
not?
he's the rich guy?
Why not? Or Superman can make one.
Sure. I don't know. This is something that maybe will come up later.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, so they find Carthan, right?
Yeah. Oh no, they find Green Arrow,
Who is the prisoner of Carthan.
and he's behind these.
It's like a
lights.
force field.
Yeah, with the lights that are poisonous, will kill everybody. But Superman can get through there, and he makes. But then Green Arrow can get out, so he makes a cocoon of lead and gets him out.
And then takes him out of the cocoon. No, it lets him suffocate in there. No.
Right.
But okay, so then they're free and they're.
And here comes everybody else, and they get put into a bubble, and then they get put into the Star Diamond.
Yeah.
The eponymous Star Diamond.
Everybody except for Green Arrow.
Right.
So they know that Carthan's on the level. Like this was how he.
And Batman's out too.
Oh, okay. But this was how he lured them or brought them into there. Like, look, there's a bad guy. But then the real bad guy puts him in the diamond. Is that it?
No.
Well, why did Carthan put them in the diamond?
Actually, I don't know. Oh, he wants him in the diamond so he can explain to him what happened before they beat his ass.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But then they can't get out without.
Because Green Arrow shoots at Carthan, and then Batman tackles him and destroys the same machine that releases the diamond.
Oh, I see. And so how was he going to get him out of there? That's right. It was just to like, hey, hang on while I explain myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah, and then so Green Arrow. Well, they're going to suffocate in the diamond.
Yeah. So, but the Carthan explains like, okay, but a diamond could get them out of the diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing Green Arrow has a diamond-tipped arrow.
Yeah.
And if he fires at the right pressure point, which Carthan knows exactly where it is because science,
Mm-hmm.
He hits in the right spot, he can free
And
them.
comic books.
Yeah, and comic books. And so he does, and then everyone's free, and they're like, "Hey, Carthan, everything's cool because your schemes didn't cause any massive ecological damage or property damage or anything like that."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so he explains that he was subjugated by a bad guy, and they even offer to go help him free his people. He says, "No, I gotta take care of this myself."
Yeah.
Which I would take him up on it because you could take care of it a lot easier with the Justice League.
Yeah, but
And that'd be a great Justice League story. They
Actually
free a
would be.
world.
although he probably thinks that if someone helps you too much, it looks like you're weak.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
And maybe because the Justice League will not stay and help him lead.
But he had them help. he couldn't have gotten free without them.
Yeah, but the people of his planet doesn't know that.
Oh, okay.
But they'll see Superman kicking butt or something like that.
Right. Okay.
But maybe he doesn't need them. So
Maybe.
and no one expects him, so he can be incognito for a long time and do this all by secret. So.
Ooh. Okay. Good point. Man, I'd like to see what happens with Carthan, but we'll never.
Too bad.
Right?
He's an interesting character.
Yeah.
A good bad guy.
Yeah. Well, who turned out to be good?
Yeah.
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 So on to Justice League of America number 5, cover dated June and July of 1961. Cover art penciled by Mike Sekowsky and inked by Bernard Sachs. And this is a great cover of with the Justice League just kind of floating upward into, I don't know, space, but the air.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see why in this story. It's called When Gravity Went Wild, written by Gardner Fox, penciled by Mike Sekowsky, and inked by Bernard Sachs.
I think that the cover is the reason behind the story because it's not that important an issue in this issue.
Right, I think it was one of these. Julie Schwartz has the idea for a cover first, gives it to Fox, write that into the story.
Right, and
It kind of shows.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is what they should have said: the betrayal of the Justice League. Who is it? So, because they're sitting around a table thinking, oh, we've been betrayed. How incredible this is.
And they just let Green Arrow into the Justice League, and already they think he's a traitor.
Yep, and Green Arrow shows up. And he says, you traitor. And he says, hey, this is America. I want a trial by jury. So Superman and Batman are not involved, so they're going to be the jury. So what we have here is a trial, and the prosecution goes first, and then the defense.
Right, and the rest of the story is told in flashback through their adventure. Mm-hmm. So a bunch of criminals escape from prison.
Monty Moran, the getaway mastermind. And he gets... All right, I thought, how's he going to escape with a balloon filled with helium and a matchbox? Oh, he has a shrinking ray.
Of course he does.
Okay. All right.
So when him and like 5 or 6 criminals escape, and they turned out to be, they're at least, all of them are at least a one-time foe of some member of the Justice League.
Are they?
Yeah.
They didn't never name them. I didn't. So yes, these are the.
Yeah.
They don't name them here.
Well, we get to that. You see them in the panel in Mufti, so you don't recognize them as supervillains, because a couple of them are at least costumed villains.
Right. Okay. Well, who knew? Guess you did.
I read the story.
I did too, but I thought those guys just left or something.
And then these other villains were just, oh, okay, you didn't make the connection.
No, I'm kind of stupid. Sorry. So, all right, so they want to make this escape so everybody knows about it.
Right.
So
and so when they escape, they also swear doom to the Justice League.
Yeah.
Which won't end well for them.
No, it never does. Let's see. It'll look on our resume, though.
Right.
As we're being inevitably taken back to prison by Superman or his friends. All right, so the Flash talks about they're going after Captain Cold, Professor Menace. I never said that out loud, but that's just great.
Captain Cold and Professor Menace.
And King Clock.
It's Clock King, but throughout this story it said King Clock.
I was writing, when I wrote my notes, I wrote Clock King, and then I looked, I wrote it wrong. So
no,
I was wrong.
For some reason, Gardner Fox, who I think created the Clock King, writes it King Clock throughout this story. But it's the Clock King. And he was an enemy of Green Arrow and Batman.
Maybe he changed his name.
And he was in an episode of Batman, the old Batman show.
Was he?
Yeah.
Who played him?
I don't know, some guy. In fact, Bill Finger wrote that episode, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Maybe it was created by Bill Finger, not Fox, but...
Huh.
Anyway, don't get all caught up in that.
Yeah, okay. All right, so there's a nice palace, and they break into it.
Gee, I wonder who could be in there.
Yeah. And they fall into...
Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, and the Flash.
Yeah, and they fall into quicksand. I thought when I was a kid that quicksand would be a major problem, but it hasn't turned out to be that big a problem as it goes.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
All the shows, someone's in quicksand. It's a slow, dangerous thing, so it gives build up suspense. And
also, there's actually a reasonable amount of time to rescue somebody.
Right.
And it's a great plot of pulps or movie serials, and it works great, but it's really a load of crap.
I think there is quicksand, but it doesn't work that way. And
it's not that quick.
And it's also cheap. Water and some dirt make it look dirty and sandy.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah, whenever you see quicksand in the movies, it's just mud.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway.
Well, okay, so the Flash can't get out. Green Arrow, he can't reach his arrows. What's up with that?
Because he's stuck.
Yeah, well, the quicksand is really ooey gooey, and they can't move very well. And Wonder Woman gets out her lasso and saves the day. They climb up, and Captain Cold shoots him with his cold gun.
Yeah.
And they're about to be blasted, and then Flash moves them to the wall, and they break through the wall, and the place crashes. And then, so the bad guys, out of here, let's go. And here comes Green Arrow. He shoots some arrows, and they blow up, and the bad guys escape.
Okay.
And then Green Arrow escapes.
Okay.
So this takes off the Flash and Wonder Woman.
Because they think he has betrayed them.
Yeah. And I guess there's no... We're not spoiling it, but Green Arrow isn't a traitor. So.
Really?
Yeah. But the deal is, how is he not a traitor? And that's
Right.
kind of cool.
And it's you're led to think he is until the very end, which is nice.
It's like a Columbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I love Columbo.
Columbo.
You know who did it, how they did it, why, but you don't know how he's going to get caught. And that is delicious. And
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
I remember a Columbo that I watched where William Shatner had a mustache.
Yeah.
And he killed his wife and he like put her in the wall or something weird
Uh-huh.
like that. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know about something. Shatner was in a couple of them.
Oh, okay. This was a long time ago, but that was the 80s, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, we have John Jones, Aquaman, who's being carried by John Jones,
Right.
and Green Lantern. They are following the jet stream, and then the jet stream turns into water, and it almost kills them, but Aquaman, being Aquaman, saves the day.
Oh, good. He got to do something. Because he's been carried the whole time.
Indeed.
So,
He is useful as long as there's water.
right.
Yeah. Well, it does make 3/4 of the globe, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah. He's easy to make fun of, but
Now, let's see. Who are they fighting? They're fighting Electric Man, Monty Moran, and the Puppet Master.
the Puppet Master, who I thought was a one-time only Green Lantern villain,
Mhm.
but because he was in like the very first issue of Green Lantern, once he got his own book in the Silver Age, and
Puppet
then
Master?
Puppet Master.
He got his own book?
No, Green
I
Lantern's
know,
book.
I am
Sorry,
joking.
I explained that a little clumsily, but yeah, because he had a 3-issue run in Showcase, and then he got his own book.
Mhm.
Puppet Master was the villain in that first issue. So, but I thought he was like a one-off, and then they used him again here.
Well, I really don't like any of the Superman, Batman. I love they have great supervillains. Everybody else, not so much. I mean, they are definitely second tier, and some of them are third or fourth.
I think Green Lantern and
Well,
the Flash.
Sinestro is really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some other ones, but yeah.
yeah.
And the Flash is Rogues Gallery. He's got the Mirror Master, Captain Cold, the Top, Captain Boomerang.
You're proving my point.
No, those guys are all great.
There's not a Lex Luthor in there. There's not a Brainiac.
Gorilla Grodd. And,
I do like Gorilla Grodd.
And the Reverse Flash. Those are definitely
I don't
Luthor and
know,
Brainiac.
man.
The Reverse Flash. He's the evil guy from the future who's obsessed with the Flash.
and
He
goes
was,
in
he was able
reverse.
to. He was no. He was able to. He's a reverse because he's evil, not good. That's
Oh.
okay. But anyway, he's able to duplicate the Flash's powers, and he goes back in time and screws up his life. He's really evil. Anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. So, looks like, all right, they escape from the water, our three heroes, and then they're chasing after the bad guys, and there's electric bolts, which happen to be yellow, so Green Lantern's in trouble.
Yeah.
And there's a chute that goes into the spaceship, which will go into outer space and land in the sun, I believe, or something.
Oh, okay. Wait, so the chute goes upwards?
the chute goes into the spaceship that will go up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it will blast off, hurling them into the sun. Yay! I mean, that's a lot of, can't you just shoot them or something?
That's a lot. Wait, these guys that just got out of prison got a spaceship that they
Right.
can have just to send these guys into the sun?
Yeah, they could make a spaceship and go to an asteroid and get diamonds or
Or
something.
go to another planet.
Yeah, or do something. Or,
Like, you got a spaceship just to destroy it?
right.
They were little pricey spaceships.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they're rich. So there's a chute, so they go down the chute and they start sliding and they're going into the spaceship. And John Jones saves the day. How?
Using super breath.
Oh, God.
Your favorite.
Oh, man.
He does use it a lot. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He can do all this other stuff, but let's use super breath the most.
Yeah, he does. And I don't mind it every once in a while, but man, that's all he does.
It's like every issue.
Yeah,
It's really weird.
Yeah. All right, so two puppets come down, and Green Lantern goes and blasts them. And I love their airplane. It looks like a big guppy.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
And here comes Green Arrow with his aeroplane and shoots 3 arrows, and they blow up, and helps the bad guys escape.
What? Okay, so.
Indeed. All right. So now Green Arrow has his turn at the bat.
To explain himself.
Exactly. Green Arrow notices that in the first adventure that they're cold, but they're not breathing out mist.
Right. And they were in this, cold place because at Captain Cold's lair or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he realizes, oh, they must be robots or androids.
So he blows them up.
Okay.
So then the second time,
It's so weird that Wonder Woman and the Flash didn't, investigate the scene. Like, oh, there's blowing up robots right here.
or something.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
I guess he.
Or how
Does he blow them up?
I thought, yeah. And then also, if the Green Arrow just bails right after that with leaving Flash and Wonder Woman behind, Flash is super fast. Why couldn't he catch up to him and figure out what was going on?
Oh yeah.
The whole thing falls apart.
How does he get away?
They don't mention it at all.
Yeah. How can you escape somebody with a visible jet and the fastest man alive?
Yeah.
All right. So the second time, there is a force field that will kill anybody who touches it. I guess including John Jones.
Okay.
So that's why he blasted away.
Oh, on the giant guppy
Yeah.
plane? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So it's kind of convoluted. Last one was too.
Yeah, we'll get used to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so he knocks them out. That's what. Okay, he knocks out our 3 heroes:
Yeah.
Aquaman, John Jones, and Green Lantern. And so the bad guys escape.
Okay. Or do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And so they didn't notice they have a tear in their costumes. So because if there's a fish hooks on his arrows.
Right.
Oh god.
So he rescued them, and now they feel like heels because, oh wait, he saved us.
The reason he didn't tell anybody was that one of the Justice League is an imposter.
Right. And it's, who is it? Dr. Destiny was posing as Green Lantern.
Right. And Green Arrow knew that because the puppets he just beat up the second adventure were yellow. But we couldn't see that they were yellow because they're in front of the sun and they're black.
Right. But we, of course, know that Green Lantern's ring can affect yellow, so we knew that that was the imposter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they captured Green Lantern,
Who is Dr. Destiny.
and they are sent up into a spaceship. And this is where we get when gravity goes wild. And
Okay,
which
and
is
the
the
very
least
end.
thing, the least thing, the whole thing. So,
Right. You would think it's like Traitor to the Justice League
Yeah.
on the cover would be very exciting.
yeah,
You would think that would sell a comic more than when Gravity went wild.
yeah.
Like, who cares?
Actually, yeah. I don't think kids. Yeah, traders and turncoats and That's interesting.
Well, that's what was like a one of the signature plot points in like the Legion of Superheroes. Always having a Legion traitor.
Yeah.
They had so many of those.
That was
Or
one of
Legion
the-
imposters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Man, Dr. Destiny explains his story, and he's really handsome looking dude.
Yeah, for now. So he's not very impressive here, but he does go on to become a major Justice League villain
Mm-hmm.
in the future.
Yeah. Okay. So,
His henchmen have cool costumes too.
yeah. Green Arrow is being held.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, excuse me. All right. What is it called? It's something stupid. Yeah. But the Graviton Will Deadener Ray.
Oh, that's why he couldn't use his willpower to, use the ring to escape.
Right.
Because they deadened his willpower.
Yeah. Man, I have one of those. They're great at parties and on first dates.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that took a creepy turn.
Yeah, I guess it did.
Wow.
I don't really have one, folks. I wouldn't use it for that purpose anyway.
Okay. Let's
I
move
use
on.
it buying a car, maybe.
Let's just move right along.
Okay. All right. So we get a bunch of exposition and monologuing.
Of course.
Yeah. Let's see. So what happens?
So they free Green Lantern, right?
All right. When they were reaching down and gravity going wild, they used up a lot of power, so that allowed Green Lantern to escape. And he reached up and unscrewed the light bulb and took out the transistor, and then he put the transistor in his ring, because his ring is dead because it's been more than 24 hours.
Oh, right, okay.
And so that
That let Dr. Destiny think he still had power as a trick?
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. So, and they're freed. Okay. Yeah. All right. So they're talking to Snapper Carr.
Telling him how everything happened.
Okay. Now this is Snapper Carr's quote. I'm listening to the little men, wondering if every time I see Green Lantern from now on, I'll get the creeps thinking about how I was almost shot into space forever. What the hell does that mean?
The little men,
Yeah.
the voice in his head, his thoughts. It's weird. I don't.
No. Okay.
I thought that was
All right.
so
I had
strange.
no idea.
I thought it was really bizarre, but yeah. You know what? It occurred to me. These plots are so convoluted. I think it's almost like they're designed to be read and then reread. So you're
Which is
like,
not a bad thing.
no, it's a good selling point. You're like, oh, those DC comics, I read them 2 or 3 times,
And sometimes there's clues, so you go back and reread them.
Yeah,
See the clues.
and that's fun. And I think it's a good way to like build a fan base, because the next time you're like, oh, I'm going to get the value for my dime. And
Mhm. Yeah. Anything that's rereadable or rewatchable.
yeah. Or like, wait, I need to clarify,
Yeah.
and so you go back and reread.
Yeah, but you can't make it too complex. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, these are kind of frustrating as you go through them. I mean, they're fun, but jeez.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our last issue for this episode. It's Justice League of America number 6, cover dated August and September of 1961. The cover art penciled by Mike Sekowsky and inked by Murphy Anderson. And we have this great cover.
Yes.
The Justice League are on this wheel, spinning wheel
Misfortune.
of misfortune. Yes, and the villain of the story is Professor Amos Fortune, and he's weird.
Mm-hmm.
So this story is called Wheel of Misfortune. It was written by Gardner Fox, penciled by Mike Sekowsky, and inked by Bernard Sachs.
Yeah. It is a great cover. I love it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's actually recycling an idea from an old Justice Society cover.
Oh.
A similar thing. And you'll see that more than once. Since they're kind of a Silver Age reinvention of the JSA.
Right.
So.
Okay. We are underwater with Aquaman.
Yeah!
There is this cool marine viewing platform, which I would love to see in real life. But
It's like a big old bathysphere that a lot of people can get in and watch stuff under the water,
Mhm.
which is great.
Yeah, and Aquaman's going after this bad luck opal, and Aquaman.
It's in a sunken ship.
Yeah.
Of course.
And he goes in and he hits his head. Some thunk. And really embarrassingly, too.
And a door closes inside, trapping him. But it's like, what it is, are closed doors your only weakness, Aquaman?
Yeah.
I mean, like, the door also opens.
Yeah. Oh, well. Wonder Woman is at a circus.
Yeah.
And a black cat crosses by in front of her.
She's at a circus demonstrating her powers.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing a very Superman thing there. But she does a lot of that, too.
Yeah.
Like doing demonstrations for charity.
Yeah, and let's see. There's an air pocket, which I don't think would make a difference. Air pockets can only affect way up high. I don't think in a circus tent it would make a difference, but
Right.
That's a comic book.
It is.
But so she hits an air pocket and falls to the ground, embarrassing because of the black cat.
Right.
Let's see.
The Flash.
Yeah, he sees a broken mirror and he gets hit by a flagpole.
Because a lightning bolt hits a flagpole and causes it to fall on him.
Yeah. Green Arrow is trying to save this guy, and his arrow misses, and the guy falls to his death. Oh, we find out he lives later.
He falls to his death. Jeez.
All right. Green Arrow is trying to find
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. Excuse me. Oh, what was Green Arrow walked underneath the ladder.
Oh, okay.
Green Lantern. He sees some spilled salt, and he doesn't throw it over his shoulder.
And then what happens to him?
A truck falls through a bridge because he was using his ring, and some yellow birds flew in front of him.
Oh man.
Yeah, what awful luck.
Right.
Martian Manhunter is against somebody, and he goes in and he tears up a cobweb, and a meteor hits him.
Weird.
There are superstitions about spiders, depending on the time of day when you see one. It's good or bad news. Tearing down a spider web usually means you're going to have company coming. I never found it meant bad luck.
Weird. Yeah, I mean, I never really heard about the cobweb one. The rest of these are kind of like, okay, yeah, sort of familiar, but
I guess they ran out of them.
maybe they just made it up. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Normally, I think superstitions like that are just common sense. Walking on a ladder is not a good idea. Black cat's kind of stupid. Salt, way back when, was super expensive. You don't want to spill it. And mirrors were expensive. You don't want to break them.
Right.
So that's why they said don't do it, and they said it'd bring you bad luck. Yeah. Cobwebs, man. It is bad luck when you walk into a cobweb. I hate that.
Yeah, that's a gross feeling.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Where's a spider?
Right?
All right.
The worst thing is knowing there's a spider, but not where.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, Amos Fortune. He is into luck, and he invents.
He's got this weird robe. He looks like a cult leader.
Yeah. He
really comes across as a pulp villain, like someone like the Shadow would fight.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's not the most attractive fellow.
He's kind of portly. I think the robe is meant to be a little more flattering on him, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. He said he's saying, "Well, look at luck and then all this, and I'll look at astrology, but that was bunkum." So.
But luck is totally a real thing.
Yeah, because luck is can be controlled by the electric stimulation of the hypothalamus. Thank you. Gland. So he figures out how to mess with that gland.
Yeah, so he creates a Stimoluck device,
Mm-hmm.
enhancer or something like that.
Yeah.
And it gives him good luck, and so he's using it to give himself good fortune. You know, win at the horse races and things like that.
Right. Okay, back at the JLA Honeycomb hideout. They're talking about, I had bad luck too. And then they said, here's Snapper Carl with our mail. We got 2 letters. 2 letters? Yes, we have Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. You get 2 lousy letters? And maybe Snapper Carl took out the fan mail, but there's only 2 letters. There's probably tens of thousands of letters every day.
Maybe it was like,
a
you know,
slow night. Or
you know,
slow
like,
day.
maybe it was Columbus Day, and so they didn't get their mail. They got more coming. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, they read the mail, and these are 2 letters asking for help,
Right.
which is so crazy. Send a letter asking for help.
Yeah. Why don't you call? Yeah. Actually, I don't understand the letter thing at all.
They should have a hotline,
Yeah.
but they don't.
Or have a phone and a secretary, or something. And
Yeah.
I don't expect Green Lantern to be sitting around.
And it's
waiting
like,
for the
do they
phone.
have a P.O. box somewhere so they don't have people like, oh, that's the JLA's address, and let's
Yeah.
attack
A
what's
car went and got the mail.
Right, okay.
All right. So the first one is this little girl whose grandparents are destitute, and there's a hidden treasure there, and I figure it out at the first panel. Yeah, I see something weird. It says, I wonder if the treasure is hidden in the 2 bust guideposts that are Lincoln and Washington.
Okay.
And there's this riddle, which would be obvious to a 4th grader, I think.
Well, it's probably written for a 4th grader.
Yeah.
And if you can figure it out before the Justice League do,
How smart you are.
yeah,
Wow.
you're in on a secret that they don't know yet. How fun for you, the reader.
So the Flash takes apart the building, that farmhouse they're at. Green Arrow, whatever you call it when you're looking for gold and all that stuff.
Prospecting?
I guess it's prospecting with his arrows, metal finding arrows. I forgot how stupid that was. Okay. Martian Manhunter plows the fields. And then they said, oh, I think I saw the riddle. And they all solve it at the same time.
What was the riddle, actually?
I'm going to read it out loud.
Yeah. Because that kind of serves the whole purpose of them looking.
All right. Inside yet outside, hidden yet seen. Not penny, not dollar, yet gold do they screen. Not coin and not bill, yet well known by these. Solve riddle, find gold, and live life of ease.
Well, right on.
Yeah. Because, the coin and the bill, Abraham Lincoln's on the penny,
Yeah.
and George Washington's on the dollar bill,
Yeah.
and on the quarter for that matter.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, there are 2 fence posts. One is a bust of Lincoln and one of Washington.
Right,
And obviously inside them, the posts are made of lead.
right. So they can't look inside.
Right. And inside it is all the gold.
Yeah.
But Amos Fortune, the girl who owned the property, she needed the money. She asked the Justice League for help because she had these aged grand folks that really needed the dough.
Mm-hmm.
And so she asked for the help solving the riddle. So she sold the fence posts to Amos Fortune.
Yeah, Amos Fortune, his plan, and I was thinking, I'm going to go against the Justice League. And I said, I would have gone to Vegas. But he does go to Vegas, kind of. He bets on the horses. He bets on the stock market. And so he does. He buys every share of United Lemon.
Okay.
Man, I like to name my company United Lemon. That'd be great.
And then the stockbroker says, man, that company is a lemon. And then he gets a call, all the stocks go up.
Right. So, Amos Fortune gets the fortune,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of crappy.
Mm-hmm.
And them searching around, they found a lost art masterpiece by Gilbert Stuart.
Mm-hmm.
Martian Manhunter struck oil, and a Green Arrow found uranium. So
Right.
they're going to be
the gold, who cares? And Amos Fortune is all, butthurt because he just got the gold and he should have bought the whole property or
Yeah, but
whatever.
they said, and they brought him. Why should they're supposed to get bad luck, but they got good luck. So
Yeah.
what happened? So, all right,
We'll find out.
All right. The second thing is there's a museum in a rich neighborhood, a rich man's community. I
Okay.
guess what is that one in California? It's
I have no idea.
Palm Springs, or is that something like that?
I've been to Palm Springs. I don't know if it's necessary. It's kind of a little on the retirement-y side, but anyway.
Okay. So there's this museum, and it's getting ripped off all the time, and they can't figure out why. It's in a castle, and so So let's see, it's Aquaman and Wonder Woman
And Green Lantern.
and Green Lantern, yeah. They check out and there's nothing there. There's nothing they can do. No, there's no way in and out. So they search and they circle around. They're at nighttime. There's people looking at the stars in the telescope. There's a guy fishing, and there's trucks. And that's about it. Amos Fortune, I guess for some reason, knows about this. So he goes over there and he finds a cache of stolen museum artifacts.
And it was in a cave on the beach.
Yeah. Which looked kind of obvious. So.
Yeah, and so the Justice League see him walking off with that stuff.
Yeah. Well, not yet.
No?
They put a little thing on. They figure out. I think they tag one of the artifacts, all the artifacts, and they see a fisherman walking away with it, and they find out that he's caretaker, and what he does is when he's about to cast, he casts backwards, grabs it through the window, and pulls it in and then it goes into the water.
And then he goes and gets it later.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But
Well, which
okay.
is probably, I can't imagine that being even possible, but
But, you know,
that's
comics.
a comic book, yeah. Mhm. So they capture him, and then they see Amos Fortune with treasures, and he knocks him out with car exhaust.
Yeah.
So he puts them into the wheel. There's only 3 of them there. So that's kind of cool. So that wheel I love. And so he gets super good luck for himself. And, this lamp leaked oil. Oh, well, must be good luck. And it is, because when the other JLA people come in, they trip on the oil like a bunch of goobs. And let's see, they figure, and he accidentally figures out that John Jones can't handle light on fire.
Oh, yeah.
So, so the rest of them are added to the Wheel of Misfortune.
Oh, man.
That'd make a great game show.
It's like in the...
the real Misfortune is watching it. Yeah. But, you've heard the joke that you watch Jeopardy, and you feel stupid because you don't know the answers, and you feel stupid when watching Wheel of Fortune because you're watching Wheel of Fortune. So,
Right.
So Amos Fortune lords it over them, and here comes John Jones. He gets out because he is not affected. He doesn't have the gland.
Because he's a Martian.
He's a foreign.
Yeah.
And he beats him up. So that's it. Yeah. Okay. That was convoluted. I did like. It was too simple, and I knew that I don't like knowing the answer automatically.
Because it's just too easy.
Yeah.
Did you like Amos Fortune? Did you think his whole shtick was cool or stupid?
I don't know. I was irritated, but then sometimes it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the same with you.
You know, I just felt kind of meh about this whole batch of stories, really. Like, I like it because, the Justice League and all our, super friends. I like all these characters. But, man, these stories were kind of a drag. I hope the next batch will be better.
Yeah, they were convoluted, and it's hard to explain, hard to read.
Yeah. I don't think they make for a super great show, but, oh well.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah.
Except see you next week.